Hey guys, it's Christine, also known as IvyWinter. Thank you for joining me for another Disney video. Today I'm going to be talking about some myths about Disney World that have been kind of going around for a long time, and they need to be kiboshed because these things are just not true. And no, we're not going to talk about Walt being cryogenically frozen underneath Pirates of the Caribbean because, I mean, duh, obviously that's real. But we're going to talk about some things that people believe about the parks or happen in the parks or anything that has to do with Disney World specifically. So we're going to talk about 5 of them today, and we are going to set the record straight about these myths. Myth number 1 is that Disney World never ever closes. So this is technically not true. Yes, Disney World is open 365 days a year. You can visit it on Christmas, you can visit it on Easter, you can visit it on Arbor Day. You can visit it on all the holidays and it will be open. Technically it does close at night, right? You know, there are park hours. It's not running 24/7. But beyond that, Disney can and has closed due to hurricanes. As some of you may know, Florida is a very hurricane prone state, and when hurricane season comes around, this is something that Disney really has to look out for. And in the past, yes, they have shut down the parks in order to deal with the oncoming storm. And that doesn't mean that all of Disney is closed down. I mean, obviously people staying in the resorts still stay in the resorts, and they actually encourage that people stay there, and they create really fun things to do at the resorts to kind of take guests' mind off the fact that they're missing a park day. But while yes, it's open 365 days a year, there's also always a possibility that the parks may have to close due to weather. Myth number 2 is that Johnny Depp often rolls up, whether in Disneyland or Disney World, dressed up as Jack Sparrow, and sometimes he'll even be him in that like little stage show outside of Pirates, and nobody knows. No, this is not true at all. Yes, it is true that Johnny Depp more recently with the last Pirates that came out did like some promotional stuff dressed up as Jack Sparrow in the parks and surprised people on the ride, but that was 100% planned with Disney. He doesn't just dress up and go to the parks and not tell Disney. They would never let that happen because when celebrities are coming to the park, they have to make sure that they are protected, they have to make sure that they know about it so that they can have enough security, so that they can have a pleasant time in the parks as much as anyone else. And I don't think that he would be able to get away with dressing up as Jack Sparrow, not telling anyone at Disney, and just walking in and pretending that he's him. I mean, think about the rules that they have as adults can't dress up as characters, right? I mean, just because he's Johnny Depp and he is the character doesn't mean he can break those rules, right? But no, it doesn't happen. He doesn't go and do this all the time. He's done stuff promotionally, and you can like find videos on YouTube if you search that, but it was always in a promotional way that was pre-planned. Myth number 3 is that shouting "Andy's coming" to Toy Story characters means they will drop on the floor. This isn't true, and if you do it, probably gonna just annoy them and the cast member handlers. I don't know when this myth came around, and it was kind of, I guess, when it was like the dawn of social media, and I think it got around, either it was like in a Pinterest post or something like that, and I guess there was an image of some characters on the floor, and so it went around like, say this every time you meet Jessie and Woody and Buzz, and they have to drop to the floor. That's part of their thing. It's not true at all. I don't know if the case was in that scenario that they decided to do it that one time because it was funny, and then because the photo went around the internet, everyone thought like this was a part of the character, that they have to do this. That is a complete and utter myth. I do not recommend that you say that to them. You know, there's plenty of other ways to interact with the Toy Story characters, but it is not true that they have to do that. Number 4 is kind of a morbid, weird one, and this has gone around for years, and I even believed it when I was like younger, like in like high school, and that was that nobody dies on Disney property. It was this sort of idea that because Disney is so protective of their show and the kind of brand that they are, that if something happened to a guest, they could not be officially declared dead until off Disney property. This is just not true. I mean, Disney's a pretty powerful company. They are not that powerful. They don't have the legal ability to tell anybody that they cannot say that someone has died on property, and in fact, unfortunately, it has. You know, we had little more recently in the past couple of years, that alligator attack where a child was unfortunately killed. I know someone had died on mission space due to having a condition with their heart that they didn't know that they had. It's unfortunate, but there have been instances, because if you think about it, there's people traveling there all the time, and just statistically things happen, but absolutely not is it that they have to be off property to be declared dead. That's just such a morbid, terrible thing. And I understand that we think Disney has this really high priority of show, and they do, but they don't have the power to be able to do that. And number 5 is another kind of weirdly morbid one, but fortunately is like not true at all. There is this rumor that went around for a really long time about wishes, that the little girl who sung the wishes song was dying of cancer, or I don't know, I'm sure the story of what she has changes with who's telling it, and that her one dying wish was to be a part of Disney forever in some sort of way. And so Disney heard this and found out, and she was a singer, and so they had her sing wishes in her little kid voice, and then she died, and now she lives on. The child who sung it, his name is Charity Ferris. She is still very much alive and well. She is not ill. This is not a true story. I have even heard people say that cast members have told them this, just like because they've heard it and thought it was true. So this is definitely one of those that has been like ongoing for years and years and years. It is not true. Look up Charity Ferris plus like wishes on Google, and you'll see that she is a person who is alive and well. And that story is completely false. So there you have it. Those are 5 myths about Disney World and Disney parks in general. I would love to know if there's any weird ones that you've heard. You can let me know in the comments below. I always find it interesting that Disney is so big that they have all of these different kinds of myths and even more urban legends, which could be a whole other video that I could do, because when you think of other theme parks, they don't really have these kinds of things tied to them, and I find it so interesting that Disney does. So I would love to know what weird myth or something that was passed along to you that you later found out was not true. Do let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, then like it. If you like me, you should subscribe, because I'm making videos every single week and I love hanging out with you guys. Thank you so much for watching another video, and have a great rest of the day.